Greetings mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya out there. Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. This is your ka-spacer and Space Commander Professor Jun Cajigal from the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. And welcome to this online telescope viewing of our waning gibbous moon at about 99% illumination. So right now mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya, you are now viewing on screen our waning gibbous moon at about 99% illumination. So parang full moon pa rin. I was able to record this image of our moon June 25, 2021 at around 11:30 p.m. and I continued recording this image of our moon until 12:30 a.m. of June 26. And today mga ka-spacers is June 26, 2021. And again, right now you are viewing on screen our waning gibbous moon. Alright, so in a few minutes mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of our moon. Okay po, so napakaswerte po natin ngayon mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya kasi ilang araw din po na maulan at maulap po yung panahon. And napakaswerte po natin ngayon kasi nung lumabas po ako nung Friday, lumabas ako ng mga 10 o'clock ng gabi, walang kaulap-ulap. So I grabbed the opportunity, I set up my telescope and recorded this image of our moon. Okay po, so ito po yung ating waning gibbous moon at napakaswerte po natin ngayong gabi at walang kaulap-ulap nung nirecord kung itong image ng buwan. Okay, so any moment mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon. So bago po tayo magpatuloy, gusto ko lang po magpasalamat dun sa mga tumangkilik at nag-react dun sa aking photo of Jupiter and its Galilean moons na pinost ko sa Facebook. So maraming salamat Miss Daphne Denise Dingkong. And nag-post din po ako ng moon photo, itong waning gibbous moon sa Facebook. And marami pong salamat dun sa mga nag-react at thank you kay Miss Lee Le. Yan po yung kanyang pangalan, Lee Le. And sa aking online telescope viewing po, yung latest, yung summer solstice online telescope viewing of the moon ng summer solstice. So maraming salamat kina Miss Cristina Salcedo Butyong, Miss Gwen Soriano, kay Miss Jenny Lynn Kaakbay, kay Mr. Edmar Dumot, and kay Miss Angeline Kilang. By the way, si Miss Kilang po siya yung aking incoming president ng BSYA. Alright, and may mga nag-live po, may mga ka-astro po tayo na nag-live kagabi ng waning gibbous moon at 99% illumination. Makikita nyo po yan sa Facebook. So tangkilikin po natin yung mga live online telescope viewing nila Mr. Michael Agabao and kay Mr. Luis Ordonez. Alright, so any moment now mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of our waning gibbous moon. So again, sayang po hindi natin na silip yung full moon. Okay, and yun pa naman yung last na super moon for this year. Kasi ilang araw na rin po na maulap at umuulan. So ito na talaga yung tag-ulan or yung habagat season. So napakaswerte po natin ngayon at we were able to conduct this online telescope viewing of our waning gibbous moon. Alright, so any moment now mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon. So samahan niyo po ako, come and join me in this online telescope viewing. Mag-react po kayo, mag-comment about this lunar image na nakikita niyo ngayon on screen. Okay, type in your comments, your reactions in our comment section below. And kung meron po kayong mga katanungan about the moon or anything about astronomy, just type in your questions again in our comment section below. And baka tanungin nyo kung ano yung telescope na ginamit ko po dito. I'm using my Skycore, refurbished Skycore Newtonian Reflecting Telescope. Alright po, so any moment now, mga ka-spacers, mga ka-siyensya, we will magnify the image of the moon. Shout out kay Miss Cheryl Castillo and kay Miss Cherry Serrano na talagang gustong-gusto nila itong ating magnified image of the moon. Okay mga ka-spacers, here we go! Let's magnify the image of the moon. Yun! Fantastic! Ayan po yung ating magnified image of the moon. Okay. Yan. So, di ba kayo nafa-fascinate sa ating magnified image of the moon? Ayan po. And makikita nyo kung mapapansin niyo may mga dark areas dun sa ating lunar image. Those dark areas or those dark patches are actually lunar plains, mga patag yan. But early sailors thought of them as bodies of water or seas. Ang tawag nila dyan, seas or Marias. And ginigitna ko po yung Sea of Tranquility kung saan naglanding yung Apollo 11. Alright, and mapapansin niyo may mga white spots dun sa lunar surface. Actually, those are craters. At nasisinagan lang po ng araw yung mga craters na yan. Kaya you see them as white spots on the lunar surface. So those are craters. Okay. And ito po, ginigitna ko po ngayon yung Tycho crater named after the renowned astronomer Tycho Brahe or Tycho Brahe. One of the great of the naked eye astronomers. And mapapansin nyo sa Tycho crater may mga puti-puti that radiate along the perimeter or rim of the crater. So those are rays. And that indicates that Tycho crater was formed from an impact event. Ayan po. So that's the Tycho crater. Alright, so we are now moving the telescope. Papunta na tayo sa northern part ng moon. And you are seeing now the Copernicus crater na napakaliwanag po. Yan, that's the Copernicus crater. Maliwanag, hindi siya masyadong magandang tignan pag ganito, pag mga full moon or moon that is 99% illuminated. Magandang tignan ng Copernicus crater pag mga 60%, yan, waxing gibbous, 60% illuminated yung buwan, or yung last quarter. Yan, magandang tignan po yung Copernicus crater. Okay, and we are now moving the telescope. Ayan, so nakikita nyo yung Copernicus crater na napakaliwanag. Yan, and makikita nyo din po yung Montes Apenninus, kaya lang hindi masyadong maganda rin yung Montes Apenninus pag ganito, pag 99% illuminated yung buwan. Okay, so that's Montes Apenninus. Yan, nakikita nyo po yan. Pero hindi kasing ganda pag waxing gibbous. Yan, mga 60% illuminated yung buwan. Okay, so ayan po yung ating magnified image of the moon tonight. Okay, so sana po nagustuhan niyo po yung ating magnified image of our moon. And so kung nagustuhan niyo po, please type in your reactions or your comments in our comment section below. Okay, so I guess we have to return the moon back to its original size. Ayan po. Okay, so sana nagustuhan niyo po yung magnified image of the moon. So mamaya ulit po mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon for the second time. Okay, so ayan po. And again, bago tayo magpatuloy, gusto ko lang pong pasalamatan ulit yung mga sumusunod dun sa tumangkilik sa aking Jupiter photo na pinost ko sa Facebook. Maraming salamat kay Miss Daphne Denise Dingkong. And dun sa aking moon photo na pinost ko din kanina of the waning gibbous moon, maraming salamat kay Lee Le. And dun sa last na online telescope viewing ko of the summer solstice moon, so maraming salamat po kina Christina Salcedo Butyong, kay Miss Gwen Soriano, kay Miss Jeneline Kakbay. Yan, si Miss Jeneline, siya po yung in charge sa aming Genyo. Yan, parang online platform sa aming online distance learning. Kay Mr. Edmar Dumot, yan ka-astro natin yan. And kay Miss Angeline Kilang, na siya yung aking incoming president sa BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. And again, tangkilikin po natin yung mga nagla-live ngayon, sina Mr. Michael Agabao and kay Mr. Luis Ordonez. Alright, so and sa inyo po mga ka-spacers na nakatutok po ngayon, maraming salamat po at samahan niyo po ako sa ating online telescope viewing. So mamaya po makikita din po natin ang Jupiter. I will be pointing my telescope later at Jupiter with its Galilean moons. Ayan, so hindi lang po yung buwan ang ating featured celestial body ngayong gabi. So I was able to point my telescope also at the mighty Jupiter with its Galilean moons. Alright, so maraming nagsasabi na ang buwan pong yung last full moon ay strawberry moon. Alright, and ito lang po yung indication na pag June kasi may marami mga harvest po time ng mga strawberries kaya siguro tinawag nilang strawberry moon. And many would say that this is also the last super moon of the year. Okay, so napakaswerte po natin. Kaya lang na-miss po natin yung full moon kahapon. Alright, so we are now in the waning gibbous phase. Kasi nga maulap po kahapon and hindi tayo nakapag-online telescope viewing. Okay po. So again, we are doing this. This is part of our advocacy of bringing the telescope to you, mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya out there. So ayun po ang aming advokasya. We are bringing the telescope to you. Kasi po hindi pa tayo pwedeng mag face-to-face public telescope viewing dahil po sa banta ng COVID-19. And though bumababa po yung mga kaso po ngayon, pero may mga bagong variant, yung Delta variant na galing India. So medyo alanganin pa rin po tayong mag face-to-face telescope viewing. So hanggang ganito na lang muna po tayo. Okay, so ayan po. Yan po ang aming advocacy dito po sa BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. At ganun din po ang aming advocacy sa Manila Street Astronomers. We want to bring the telescope to you. Alright. Okay, so any moment now, mga ka-spacers, we will magnify again the image of the moon. Alright, so shout out po sa mga friends ko from the Philippine Astronomical Society, kina Sir Camilo Dacanay na I'm sure nakatutok po ngayon, and kay Mr. Hernandizon. And shout out din po sa mga outgoing officers ko, kagagraduate lang po nila last Thursday. So maraming salamat po and salamat sa inyong serbisyo. And welcome sa mga incoming officers ko ng BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. Okay, so any moment now, we will magnify the image of the moon for the second time. So kung may mga reactions po kayo or comments about our lunar image, just type in your comments or your reactions in our comment section below. Wag po kayong mahiya. Alright, so any moment now mga ka-spacers, let's magnify the image of the moon. Here we go. Yun. Fantastic. Ayan, fascinating, di ba? Okay, so again, makikita nyo po yung mga dark patches na yan. So again, those dark patches are lunar plains, mga patag po yan ng buwan. And again, kagaya ng sinabi ko kanina, early sailors thought of them as bodies of water. Kaya tinawag nilang Marias or seas. Like the famous Sea of Tranquility kung saan po naglanding yung Apollo 11 that carried Neil Armstrong and Edwin Aldrin on the lunar surface. Okay, ayan po, and ayan po, nakikita nyo po ngayon yung Copernicus crater. Ayan po, medyo maliwanag po yung loob ng crater, kaya hindi masyadong maganda po, hindi siya masyadong spectacular. And nakikita nyo po ngayon yung Sea of Tranquility, yan yung malaking dark patch na yun nasa gitna kung saan po naglanding yung Apollo 11. Ayan po. And yung mga puti-puti na nakikita nyo, those are actually craters. Yan. Those bright areas are lunar highlands and impact craters. Yung mga dark patches are lunar plains. Okay, and nakikita nyo po ngayon, we are moving the telescope towards the Tycho crater. And again, this Tycho crater was named after Tycho Brahe or Tycho Brahe, who is one of the greatest of the naked eye astronomers. Okay. Ayan po. And mapapansin niyo dun sa Tycho crater, may mga puti-puti that radiate around the perimeter of the crater. So those are rays. And they indicate that the Tycho crater was formed from an impact event. Ayan po. So we are now moving the telescope. So imagine nyo that we are on board the Apollo spacecraft. Parang abot kamay na natin yung buwan po, no? Di ba kayo na-amaze? Alright. So we are now moving the telescope. Nandito po tayo ngayon sa Copernicus crater ulit. Ayan po. So and mapapansin po din ninyo yung Montes Apenninus. Halos magkalapit sila ng Copernicus crater. And mapapansin po ninyo may mga puti-puti din around the Copernicus crater. So those are rays. So they indicate that the Copernicus crater, just like the Tycho crater, was formed or was created from an impact event. Okay, so ibalik na natin yung buwan sa original size niya. Okay, so sana nagustuhan nyo po yan mga ka-spacers and mga ka-sciensya out there. So yan. So sana nagustuhan nyo yan na Miss Cheryl Castillo and kay Miss Cherry Serrano. Okay, so mamaya ulit i-magnify natin po ulit yung image ng moon for the third time. Ayan po. So kung meron again kayong mga katanungan, just type in your questions in our comment section at sasagutin ko po yan. And kung may mga comments po kayo about our lunar image or may mga reactions kayo, comments, just type in your reactions or your comments in our comment section below. Ayan, so ulitin din natin to, i-magnify po ulit natin yung image ng buwan kung na-miss nyo po. And kung kabubukas nyo lang ng inyong mga laptops or ng mga cellphones ninyo, again, we are viewing on screen the waning gibbous moon at about 99% illumination. So halos full moon, parang full moon pa rin mga ka-spacers. I was able to record this image of the moon June 25, 2021 at around 11:30 PM. And tinuloy ko po yung recording hanggang 12:30 ng madaling araw kanina. So today is June 26. Ayan po. So siguro pag lumabas ka po ngayon ng bahay at tumingala po kayo kung hindi maulap, yung buwan po siguro 97% illuminated na ngayon. Okay? Pero sana hindi maulap. Alright, and ilang araw din po na medyo hindi maganda yung panahon lalo na sa hapon at sa gabi. Pero natsambahan po natin kaninang madaling araw. Yan, nang lumabas ako nung Friday, June 25 ng gabi, mga 10 o'clock, napansin ko walang kaulap-ulap. So I just took the opportunity. I was able to set up my telescope and recorded this image of the moon, June 25, 2021 at about 11:30 p.m. At tinuloy ko po yung recording hanggang 12:30 ng madaling araw. Kanina lang, June 26. Okay. Ayan po. And mamaya po, hindi lang po yung buwan ang ni-record ko. I was able to record also the image of Jupiter with its Galilean moons. Okay, so ayan po yung ating waning gibbous moon tonight. Yan, so sana nagugustuhan niyo po ang ating ginagawa ngayon, tong online telescope viewing. Again, kagaya po ng sinasabi ko, we want to bring the telescope to you. Yan, kasi hindi pa ho talaga tayo pwedeng public telescope viewing, again dahil po sa banta ng COVID-19. Okay, so shout out sa mga high school classmates ko. Ayan, so sana nakatutok po kayo ngayon, Miss Barbie Siap, si Miss Peachy Nepomuceno Evans all the way from the US of A, and kay Mr. Jess De Jesus. Ayan, so ito yung mga high school friends ko. And shout out din kay Miss Colleen Luz po. Ayan, so moon lover po ito. So sana nakatutok po kayo ngayon, Miss Colleen Luz po. Nagugustuhan niyo po itong kabilugan ng buwan ngayong gabi. Okay, so any moment now, mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon for the third time. Alright. So again, sinasabi nila na ito daw yung full moon kahapon, June 25. Ayan daw po yung strawberry moon. Okay? And sinasabi rin nila na ito na din yung last super moon for the year. Okay. Ayan po. So sana nakatutok po ngayon kayo, Miss Colleen Luz po. Ayan, alam kong gustong-gusto nyo po yung pagbilog na bilog po yung buwan. Ayan, so sana nakatutok po kayo ngayon at sana nagugustuhan nyo po yung ating lunar image tonight. O magparamdaman naman po kayo, mag-comment po kayo kung gusto nyo magpa-shoutout. Just type in your name and your location para alam din po natin kung hanggang saan nakakaabot itong live stream natin. And please like and share this video para we can reach more students so that we can inspire them to love the sciences, lalong-lalo na po ang astronomy. Okay. And po, so namnamin po ninyo ang kabilugan ng buwan, but actually this is already the waning gibbous moon. Ayan. Alright, at 99% illumination. And again, I recorded this image of the moon June 25 at around 11:30 p.m. and tinuloy ko hanggang kaninang madaling araw. Pero kung lalabas po kayo ngayon sa bahay at kayo'y titingala, tumingala kayo sa kalawakan, at kung hindi po maulap at makikita nyo yung buwan mamaya, siguro mga 9 or 10 o'clock ng gabi, siguro mga 97% illuminated na po yung buwan kasi nasa waning gibbous phase na po tayo. Okay, so ayan po, namnamin po ninyo ang ganda ng ating image of the moon, waning gibbous, at about 99% illumination. So halos parang full moon pa rin. Kasi 99% illuminated po yung ating buwan. Okay, so again, shout out kay Miss Colleen Luz po. So sana nakatutok po kayo ngayon. And marami pong salamat again sa administrators ng Senior High School ng San Beda University sa inyong suporta sa aming organization. Okay po, so in a few minutes, we will magnify the image of our moon. Okay, so yan, malapit na po. So sana nakatutok po kayo, huwag po kayong aalis. At samahan niyo po ako sa ating online telescope viewing ngayong gabi. So today is June 26, 2021. Okay, so kung magtataka kayo kung ano po yung telescope na ginamit ko dito, again, ang ginamit ko ditong telescope ay isang reflecting telescope. It's a Skycore R115 Newtonian reflecting telescope. Reflecting po kasi yung ang telescope na ito uses mirrors to produce a magnified image of the distant object. Okay, meron pang isang type ng telescope called a refractor. Ito po yung ginawa ni Galileo. A refracting telescope uses lenses to produce a magnified image. Okay, so any moment now, mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon. Alright, so fasten your seat belts, mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya out there. And let's magnify the image of the moon. Here we go. Yun. Okay, so ayan po yung ating magnified image of the moon. Ayan po, so kung mapapansin po ninyo, may mga dark patches. So again, those dark patches are lunar planes, and nasa gitna po natin yung ginigitna ko po yung isang malaking dark patch po dun. That's the Sea of Tranquility, kung saan po naglanding yung Apollo 11. Okay, so imagine yourselves on board the Apollo spacecraft. Kunyari nasa orbit tayo around the moon. Okay, so I am moving now the telescope towards our next lunar feature, which is the Tycho crater. Ayan po, so nakikita niyo yung malaking crater na yan. That's the Tycho crater, named after the renowned astronomer Tycho Brahe, who is one of the greatest of the naked eye astronomers. Yan, wala pang telescope nun, but he was able to amass a lot of astronomical data before the development of the telescope. Okay, so we are moving the telescope towards another large crater. And then this is the Copernicus crater. Okay, so ayan po yung Copernicus crater, kaya lang hindi maliwanag po yung interior, yung loob ng crater, nasisinagan po ng araw, so hindi talaga siya hindi siya ma-appreciate ng mabuti. Pero may makikita kayong mga puti-puti along the perimeter or the rim of the Copernicus crater, so those are rays. So again, they indicate that the Copernicus crater was formed from an impact event. Okay, ayan po. So we are moving the telescope. Makikita nyo din po yung Pontes Apenninus. Halos magkalapit lang sila ng Copernicus crater. Okay, so we are moving the telescope back to yung mga dark patches po ulit ng buwan or yung lunar plains. And ginigit na po natin yung Sea of Tranquility kung saan po naglanding yung Apollo 11. Okay, so sana po na gustuhan niyo po yan. Itong ating magnified image of the moon tonight. Okay, so siguro ibalik na natin yung buwan sa kanyang original size. Yan, so sana nagustuhan nyo po yan mga ka-spacers. Okay, so ayan po yung ating magnified image of the moon. Ayan, so mamaya-maya po ulit ng konti, we will magnify the image of the moon for the last time. Ayan po. And after this, itututok po natin, we will point the telescope towards Jupiter with its Galilean moons. Okay, so again po, please like and share this online telescope viewing so that we could reach more people, we could reach more students, so that we could inspire them to love the sciences, especially astronomy. Okay, so maraming salamat po sa inyo sa mga nakatutok po ngayon sa ating online telescope viewing. So please stick around, samahan niyo po ako up to the end. And magparamdam naman po kayo, just type in your name and your location para alam ko nandyan po kayo at sinasamahan niyo po ako sa aking advocacy to share and to bring the telescope to you, mga ka-spacers natin, mga suki natin dyan out there. Ayan po. So, ayan po yung aming advocacy dito sa BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. Okay, so kung may mga tanong po kayo, huwag po kayo maya magtanong. Just type in your questions in our comment section below. And kung meron po kayong mga reactions, kung gusto nyo mag-react or kung nagagandahan po kayo sa ating buwan ngayong gabi, kasi talagang kung titignan nyo po yung ating lunar image po ngayon, halos parang full moon pa rin po, di ba? So ano bang nagre-remind sa inyo pag nakatutok po kayo ngayon sa ating almost full moon pa rin po, di ba? Bilog na bilog pa rin po yung buwan. Ano bang nasa isip niyo? Naiisip niyo ba yung inyong mga jowa? Or ito ba yung nung sinagot niyo ba ang nanliligaw sa inyo nung full moon o kabilugan ng buwan? Or nag-break ba kayo ng jowa ninyo sa kabilugan ng buwan? Ayan, so please let us know. Ayan. Okay? Kayo ba ay nare-relax habang nakatingin dito sa ating lunar image? So please let us know. Type in your reactions in our comment section below. Ayan po. So di ba kayo nagagandahan sa ating lunar image? Kaya lang technically this is already the waning gibbous moon. Okay? Nalampasan na po natin yung full moon. Pero kung titignan niyo po yung ating lunar image, parang full moon na rin po, di ba? Bilog na bilog pa rin po yung buwan. Okay. Ayan po. So, in a few minutes, we will again magnify the image of the moon for the last time. And mamaya po, we will point our telescope towards the mighty Jupiter with its Galilean moons. Ayan po. So namnamin po natin ang ganda ng waning gibbous moon at about 99% illumination. Parang almost full moon pa rin po ito. 99% illuminated po yung buwan. But I recorded this image of the moon June 25, 2021 at 11:30 p.m. And tinuloy ko po yung recording until 12:30 a.m. Kaninang madaling araw lang po. So again, today is June 26, 2021. Siguro paglalabas po kayo ng bahay at titignan nyo po yung buwan ngayon, the moon is 97% illuminated na po. Alright, so we will magnify the image of the moon any moment now po mga ka-spacers and mga ka-siyensya. So para sa inyo po ito, so that we could examine some of the details of the lunar surface. Yan, magparamdaman po kayo mga ka-spacers, magparamdam po kayo. Type in your name and your location para alam kong sinasamahan niyo po ako ngayong gabing ito. Yan, kahit isa lang po yung nakatutok po ngayon talagang very appreciative na po ako. Kahit isa lang po yung nanonood po sa akin ngayon. Maraming salamat po. Please like and share para mas marami pa tayong maabot ng mga estudyante so that they would be inspired to love the sciences, especially astronomy. Okay, so any moment now mga ka-spacers, we will magnify the image of the moon. Okay. Alright, so fasten your seatbelts mga ka-spacers, mga ka-siyensya, and let's magnify the image of the moon. Yun! Fantastic! Ayan po. So, again, makikita nyo yung mga dark patches na yan. Yan ang mga patag po. And, again, we are pointing the telescope at the Copernicus crater. Yan, any moment, pupunta po tayo sa Copernicus crater. And so I hope you are enjoying this mga ka-spacers. Okay, so you are now seeing right now on screen the Copernicus crater named after the famous astronomer Nicholas Copernicus who gave us the heliocentric model of the solar system. And just imagine yourselves on board the Apollo spacecraft. Yan, so parang abot kamay na natin po yung buwan, di ba? Di ba kayo na-amaze sa ating lunar image ngayon? Okay, so we are now moving the telescope towards our next crater, which is the Tycho crater. Ayan po. So, kung nagagandahan po kayo, just mag-react po kayo. Just type in your reactions in our comment section. Okay, so ayan po ang Tycho crater. Ayan po. So, nandito na po tayo sa Tycho crater. Ayan, so nakikita nyo yan, named after Tycho Brahe. Yan. Okay, so we are now moving the telescope. Again, yan si Tycho Brahe, one of the greatest of the naked eye astronomers yan. Alright, so we are now moving the telescope back to the Copernicus crater. Ayan po. Alright, so sana nagustuhan nyo itong ating magnified image of the moon. Siguro ibalik na natin yung buwan sa kanyang original size. So marami pong salamat sa inyong pagtutok sa ating online telescope viewing, lalong-lalo na itong magnified image of the moon. And sana po nagustuhan niyo po itong ating magnified image. Alright, so siguro ibalik na natin yung buwan sa kanyang original size. Yun. Okay. Alright, so maraming salamat po. Yan po yung ating online na telescope viewing of the waning gibbous moon at 99% illumination. Okay, sinasabi kong 99% illuminated yung buwan kasi na-record po itong buwan June 25, 2021 at around 11:30 PM at tinuloy ko lang yan hanggang madaling araw kanina. So ngayon po yung buwan, siguro mga 97% illuminated na po yung buwan ngayon. Okay, so marami pong salamat and any moment now, I will be pointing my telescope towards Jupiter with its Galilean moons. So napakaswerte po natin at very clear po yung skies ngayong madaling araw. So I recorded this image of Jupiter, yan sa mga 12:30 bago mag-alauna kaninang madaling araw. Yan po, so namnamin po natin ang ganda ng almost full moon, waning gibbous moon at 99% illumination. And mamaya-maya po, we will point the telescope towards Jupiter. Ayan, so namnamin po ninyo ang ganda ng ating buwan ngayong gabi. And so sana nakatutok ka, Miss Colleen Luz po. Ito yung gusto ninyo, almost full moon. So kung may mga tanong po kayo, reactions or questions, type in your questions, your reactions, your comments on in the comment section below. Yan po, huwag po kayong maya. And I would be very happy to answer your questions and your reactions and comments. Okay, so siguro dyan na po nagtatapos ang ating telescopic observation of the waning gibbous moon. So any moment, I'll be pointing the telescope towards Jupiter. Okay, yan na po. Alright, so nandito na po tayo sa Jupiter with its Galilean moons. Okay, so itong white disk na nakikita nyo on screen is the planet Jupiter. Yan, and kung makikita nyo yung nasa baba niya, may apat na parang mga between. Yan, those are the 4 Galilean moons. Galilean kasi po si Galileo yung unang nakakita po niyan when he developed the telescope. But again po mga ka-spacers, Galileo did not invent the telescope. The telescope was invented by Hans Lippershey. Okay, pero nung tinutok ni Galileo yung telescope na ginawa niya sa Jupiter, ito po yung nakita niya, itong apat na to. That's why we call them the Galilean moons. Okay, so ito po yung mga sumusunod. So, ito po yung sequence or yung pagkasunod-sunod. I was able to identify the moons using stellarium. So yung white disk, that's Jupiter. Then yung nasa baba niya na parang star, actually moons yun. Yung una is Io. Pababa po tayo mga kasyensya, mga ka-spacers. So Jupiter muna yung white disk. Then followed by Io. Then Europa. Then pababa po tayo after Europa is Callisto. And yung last is Ganymede. Okay? So ulitin ko po yung sequence. Yung white disk, that's Jupiter. Then susunod dyan is Io. Then Europa. Then Callisto. Then yung nasa baba, yung pinakababa, that's Ganymede. Okay, so siguro yun sa mga bagong katututok lang po at mga hindi pa nakakarinig ng aking kwento about the Galilean moons, Io is one of the most active, geologically active moons in the solar system with more than 400 active volcanoes as discovered by Voyager. So pag sinabi nating active volcanoes, talaga nag-e-erupt yung mga volcanoes sa Io. So Io is a very geologically active moon in our solar system. And yellowish yung surface because of sulfur. Yan, kasi binugayan ng mga volcanoes dyan sa Io. Then yung susunod is Europa. Europa again is a very interesting moon because as discovered by Voyager, Europa is covered with a thick layer of ice. So alam natin dito sa Earth, yung ice dito is solid sa surface pero sa ilalim yan is liquid. And kung may liquid water sa Europa, there is a possibility that Europa may harbor life. So very interesting tong Europa. Europa is a pretty good candidate for the existence of life outside Earth. Okay, then yung susunod is Callisto. Callisto is a heavily cratered moon. Yan. And yung last, yung pinakababa, that's Ganymede. And Ganymede is the largest moon in the solar system. Mas malaki pa ho ang Ganymede sa Mercury. Okay, so Ganymede is the largest moon, not only of Jupiter but the largest moon in our solar system. Okay, so yun yung pagkasunod-sunod po ng mga Galilean moons. So again, yung white disk, that's Jupiter, then followed by Io, then Europa, then Callisto, then Ganymede. Okay, so again, yan po yung ating telescopic observation of Jupiter and its Galilean moons. So, kanina ko lang to na record, kaninang madaling araw, siguro bago mag-alauna ng madaling araw. Very clear po yung skies kanina and I'm so lucky that I was able to record this image of Jupiter. Ang ganda po ng pagkakahilera ng mga Galilean moons. Parang ano po, parang nanay na pusa. Tapos may sumusunod na mga kuting. Yan yung mga kuting, apat. Yan yung mga Galilean moons, di ba ho? So, ang ganda po ng image po natin na nakuha natin sa ating telescope. Okay, so yan po yung ating Jupiter with its Galilean moons. So, sana po nagugustuhan niyo itong ating online telescope viewing natin of Jupiter with its Galilean moons. Okay, so maraming salamat po sa pagtutok po ninyo sa ating online telescope viewing and sana po wag po kayong magsawa at marami po kayong matututunan dito sa ating online telescope viewing. And please like and share po yung ating video, itong online telescope viewing natin so that we could reach more students, more people, so that we would inspire them to love the sciences, especially astronomy. And tangkilikin po din natin yung mga ibang online events ng BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. Ngayon po, we have our usual Saturday online lecture, yung Space the Final Frontier. So tangkilikin po natin yan. And sana po clear po yung skies para matuloy din po natin itong online telescope viewing natin. So nagpapasalamat po ako sa mga nanatili ngayong gabi at nakatutok po ngayon. So maraming salamat po. Sana hindi kayo magsawa sa panunood sa aking online telescope viewing in behalf of the BEDAN Society of Young Astronomers. Yan, so nakikita nyo po ngayon on screen, Jupiter with its Galilean moon. So again, sa mga katututok lang po ngayon, yung white disk, that's the planet Jupiter. And yung pagkasunod-sunod ng mga Galilean moons are as follows. So yung pinakamalapit, that's Io, followed by Europa. Then yung susunod is Callisto. And yung pinakababa, that's Ganymede, the largest moon in the solar system. Mas malaki pa ho pa yung Ganymede sa Mercury. Alright, so yan, ma-amaze po kayo kasi yung light na galing sa Jupiter malayo. Tapos pupunta po siya sa ating optics ng telescope natin. So you can imagine yung distansya na trinabel nung ilaw na yan from Jupiter hanggang dito sa ating telescope. Okay, so it's pretty amazing. Yan yung ating perspective of the distances of the planets in our solar system. Okay, so siguro po dito na po nagtatapos ang ating online telescope viewing tonight. Okay, so again, marami pong salamat sa inyong pagsama sa akin ngayong gabi at sana po hindi kayo magsawa. So this is your Kaspacer and Space Commander, Professor June Cajigal, saying, live long and prosper. Marami pong salamat and always wear your face mask and face shield. And sana magkita tayo pretty soon pag natapos itong pandemya. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat.